Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you clicking on today's video. I am a happy man today. I should be upset, as you guys know, because Roach, my Z06, broke in the last video. But on the bright side, I finally found the footage of the car getting assembled in the first place. If you guys haven't seen my past couple videos, I've mentioned that I wanted to upload the video of us assembling the car. This is my max effort NA Z06 build. It was a really long process of getting the thing built, and I thought that I lost the footage of it actually getting thrown together. So I'm super stoked that I found it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm hoping to get that car back as soon as I can. If you saw last video when I broke it, I said that I'd reveal what it was. It was the drive shaft that broke. So trying to source a new one for that so we can get the car back. The R8 is still getting supercharged, so I'm glad that I found this in the time where I didn't have much content because all of my cars are currently down. So I'll shut up and get to it. We're about to go back to, I think, July of 2024. We are currently in January of 2025. So I'll shut up, y'all enjoy. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, finally, if you guys remember, if you've been here for a while, I bought a C6 Corvette, a Z06, beautiful car on a drag pack, $20,000 in motor work, and within 150 miles, it blew up. The diagnosis ended up being a cracked piston, warped heads, and a cracked sleeve. So there were a lot of problems with that car, and everything got torn apart. All the machine work got done. Every single thing I got replaced and upgraded. This has been 5 months in the making. I have literally not stopped ordering parts, getting parts in, doing this, doing that for this car, and finally, it's all done. Everything's been ordered, everything's ready, and now all we have to do is assemble it. So I'm about to drive to Jay's where the car has been sitting, like I mentioned, for 5 months. Daniel from Wide Open Performance, who built the motor, assembled everything, is going to drive down from Jacksonville with the motor completely assembled. We're going to drop it in, start it up, and then I guess see how this thing sounds. I got a crazy custom cam. I'm told it's gonna be the craziest thing I've ever heard. So we also got a Corsa Extreme exhaust, shout out Corsa. So sit back, relax, enjoy today's video, guys. I really have been excited for this one. So hopefully everything goes right. All right, the S650 made it in one piece to Velocity Motorsports, and here she is. Roach, the problem child, C6 Z06. If you didn't see, this car is named Roach because when it did blow up and we were taking it apart, there was a dead cockroach in the intake. So that is where the name Roach came from, and it's gonna have to stick. The man, the myth, the legend, this is who built it, Daniel, Wide Open Performance. Are you excited, a little nervous, a little both?
Not really nervous, just want to get it done and hear it run.
We got the new feed locks all mounted. Everybody was a little questionable on these. I really like them, especially once we get the brakes on. Powder coated the same color, I think it's gonna look awesome. But this is literally just so we could roll it into the shop because the tires were flat. So we got some new tires on there now and should be able to roll it in there. Motors in the back of the truck here, still all wrapped up. It's all saran wrapped, but you can get your general idea. There are these crazy Rodex heads. They are massive and they were crazy expensive. So I'm really excited. The cam spec is nuts on this. I can't show the exact ones. The cam guy does not want me to show the specifics, but once we get it in there and crank it up, you will see just how wild it is.
I did a pretty good job.
Come on now.
A lot of people want to make it a grudge car.
Yeah, I had to.
That's what I said, a grudge or a no prep car, a no time car.
So I had to.
Okay, Daniel's assembling everything. How much power are you hoping to get out of this thing?
Well, we made 720 on the NA car yesterday. He's got 1/10 more compression, so we'll make 705.
705. I'll guess the same. I was gonna go 702. We'll say 702.
705, and I'd say we'll be knocking on the door of 600 foot-pounds of torque.
What do you think, Wayne? Do you want to buy one next?
No.
No?
No, if you remember, a year.
He'll want to buy one after it's running.
So about a year ago, maybe a little bit more, I come down to meet you for the first time in a C6 C7 Pro Charge Corvette.
Yeah, I think it ran like an 11 too.
Yeah, it was very slow and it handled like crap. I felt like I was gonna die.
Are you excited?
No, still not excited.
A little excited. A tiny bit. A little minor tiny bit.
I can't wait till it's gone.
Dude,
I'm excited for it to leave.
I'll let you drive it.
I'm sure you will. That isn't gonna make me any more excited, dude.
It'll grow on him. it'll grow on him.
As far as the clutch, before it blew up right after I bought it, there was like, I think $18,000 in motor work done to this thing. It has a monster clutch.
You mean like $1,800 worth of motor work done to this thing?
If you haven't seen the video or the story on this car behind me, let me quickly give you a summary. I bought this car for $44,000, right? I went, it got delivered, I picked it up, and on the way home, it wasn't running right, it was leaking oil, all this stuff, so I brought it to Jay's shop, and we threw it on the dyno. The AFRs were apparently crazy, and in the process of retuning it, it was just getting worse and worse and worse, and then we discovered that there was a cracked piston, cracked sleeve, heads were warped. It just wasn't great at all. I'm just ready to hear it. I'm ready for the thing to drive because it has been a very expensive paperweight for like almost half a year now.
All right, let it down.
All right, it's the big moment here. While they do the big boy stuff.
Motor's in it. It's
Motor's in it. Crank it.
And that was all I was signed up for.
Start it up. Well, nothing can be too easy. It's a tough squeeze, ain't it, Wayne?
Yeah, I'm glad we're not having to do this.
Yeah, it's a tough squeeze in there, but they're getting it done. All right, well, everything's finally into place. So I think now we just need to button a couple things up, and it's in a solid, what, 20 minutes, maybe?
25 minutes, this thing will be running.
All right, I think the hardest part's over, right? Yeah, maybe.
I think that was the hardest part.
Hopefully the hardest part's over. I'm ready to see the high ram on it. That's what I'm excited for. All right, I'm gonna need you to explain what's so special about all this.
So it's done the right way. First off, it's actually got a CHE kit. These are bronze bushings in here. They have little valleys cut in them, so they actually get oiling, and they will last pretty much forever. You got lash caps right here. This is a lash cap, what I was explaining to you. And then you got packed 1207 springs, 700 lift springs.
So you think if you're doing like a pretty big engine build, you should probably do that? Think that'd be expected?
About an $18,000 engine build, yeah. You should definitely do it.
These are the headers. Same ones are going back on. They're American Racing. We had a catted Billy Boat exhaust. Now,
It's got a hole in it?
Corsa Extremes. Over here, we have the full Corsa exhaust. The tips are sexy. Corsa, you did right on this. This is not valved, so this is going to be the loudest possible setup. I told them I wanted it as loud as I could possibly make it. All right, we've got the high ram and our nice Dirty Magic purple, and then we've got our ICT billet valley cover. Oh my lord. Okay, so I'm excited to see all this together so that people don't think I'm stupid for my purple beadlocks. The injectors we went with, Fuel Injector Clinic 660cc injectors. I use Fuel Injector Clinic for my other car too, so I've had no issues. Apparently the high ram doesn't just go on, dude. You gotta slice into it?
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Here's where we're leaving off for the night. We're missing a couple things: map sensor, some couple fittings, fuel line. So Daniel's gonna go back and grab those tomorrow. We should get the first startup.
Everything's kind of fitted up. It looks good on this camera. It looks really good. You can really see the purple.
Yeah, we did cut into the firewall.
Yeah, we had to slice into the car a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna cut the hood, screw it, full send it. The next person that buys it, unfortunately, is gonna have to want this exact setup because that's how they're gonna get it.
eBay, I'm a little upset with you. You told me my brakes were gonna be here today. They didn't get here today. Now I'm gonna have to wait till Monday. So that's unfortunate. Even if we can get the car started and hear it, we can't drive it.
The next day.
I hope that we're not gonna blue ball anybody, but apparently you can't start this car without having the brakes on. Brakes and the clutch work on the same system. We're gonna try and make it start, but eBay unfortunately delayed my package 2 days, so I'm still waiting on the brake repair kit, unfortunately.
Does your mind change slightly on the purple now that the high ram's in? It looks a little better.
I didn't have a problem with the purple. I had a problem with the blue on my back.
Well, this is the same thing. It has the same flake to
It's
it.
not the same.
It is the same.
It's not the same.
You LS guy yet, Jay?
No, I'll never be an LS guy, dude. If Coyotes like suddenly disappeared from existence, then I'd probably be a Honda guy.
All right, it's been a couple hours. Are you having fun now? Okay, there's been a couple complications. So what?
Think of every part we were missing yesterday we brought them and still had stuff missing. So that's kind of how it goes around here. I think we're about to get our first startup, but I also said that yesterday, and I also said that at 9 a.m. today. It's currently running on 5 p.m. So, Jay, are you excited for the first startup?
Silence.
He can't even speak. He doesn't even have words. He's so excited.
I hate it.
It's gonna at least sound good if it starts.
Once it explodes.
She wants to. Hit me harder, Jay.
It started. It's running super lean, so we sent that log off to the tuner. I'm very excited for it to be running by itself. We can just walk around, probably just set up some chairs out here and just listen to it. We are really, 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 really close. I think the next log, the next tune he sends, is gonna be it.
It probably would have been started if you told him about the injectors.
I forgot to tell him about the injectors. Please. This is like the 12th time. He said there's so much airflow for some reason. So hopefully it starts. If not, we're gonna pick back up tomorrow.
Next day.
All right, boys, it is the next day, and it's the end of the next day. I've actually done 6 hours of driving today to go and pick up some parts for Roach. So I picked up this here tube right here because obviously, like I mentioned yesterday, this is not going to be our end product as far as the intake goes. This is just what we were trying to do to make it work so we could get it started. And it worked. Jay today put on the full catback exhaust. The Corsa Extremes, we could not run the mid pipe because it would not button up to the American Racing headers. I think there's one part that I'm missing, but we fit the old mid pipe with the Corsa Extremes, so it still should be pretty dang loud. It's going to be catless, and then tomorrow we're going to be throwing this on right here and dialing in the tuning now that everything should be in. I think the race got in today. I need to double check, but let's get this thing started up. I'm very excited to hear it for the first time in person. It's running very rich, but it is idling by itself. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it sounds crazy. The entire building is shaking. I want to hear this thing drive, dude. I want to hear this thing drive. I'm so excited to get this dialed in. Could not be more happy with how this has all come out. Really, thank you to every single person involved with this. Wide Open Performance, who actually built the motor. Hodges Performance, who actually cut the nasty cam. Obviously, Jay, Velocity Motorsports, he's been my boy for a long time, helped put this thing together. Really, he puts all my stuff together, but again, knocked it out of the park. A huge thank you to everybody that sent parts for this car. Obviously, Holly with the high ram, Corsa with the exhaust. I'm very, very excited to actually get this car onto the dyno over there, see what kind of power we can make tomorrow. But I did just want to quickly jump in, show my appreciation. Everybody has been a huge help. Thank you to each and every person involved.
It's Chevy. Look, I'm really trying to like you. I'm trying to give you guys the chance. Why are there 20 brake pads?
Dude, everything about this car is just so bad.
20 brake pads for 4 calipers. This is kind of ridiculous.
All right, all the brakes are on, the brakes are bled. I am exhausted. It's actually not the easiest thing in the world to do that, especially when you're in South Georgia and it's 1,000,000 degrees outside.
But here's, I guess, your first look. The purple bead with the purple brakes. Obviously, everything needs to be cleaned up, and I want to see it in the sun, but I like it.
Okay, we don't have our little stubby anymore. Tune's loaded up. Wheels are getting tightened down. We better drive this thing.
You're gonna drive it. I don't trust a Chevy with my life.
All right, first fire up on speed density.
Right.
Yeah. Second fire up on speed density. Hopefully this thing stops. First drive complete.
Well, this is actually kind of funny. I tried to drive the car. I made it right down the road to a gas station. I didn't record it because it started monsooning and I have no hood. So now I have to sit here until it stops monsooning and then try and make it to Jay's. The car drove fine, but I wasn't focusing at all because when I tell you, it was perfectly fine and then downpour, and I immediately got out. I don't think I mind sitting here at all. Everybody else that stopped may be pissed off because it's midnight, but I'm having a good time.
The next day.
So this is from when it blew up the last time.
Oh, dude, it looks like mud and dookie.
Got this thing all cleaned up. Definitely going to be water spots because I did not have a drying towel, but the film that has been on there for the last 6 months, finally got it off, and the car has a little bit of a shine again. The wheels are looking shiny. Let me know what you guys think as far as the welds and the beadlock ring. I know a lot of people on TikTok are 50-50 with it.
As far as the tuning goes, unfortunately, I really need to get back to Atlanta. I've been gone for a second, and my parents have my dog. So I'm going to drive the car on the 93 tune back to Atlanta, get the dog, everything like that. It'll be just fine, if anything, just more break-in miles. We may do a little more dialing in on the 93, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that. Drain the tank out of 93, fill it with the 85, and start the tuning on that. So I guess we'll get to that when we can.
But I am super happy with how this car came out. I cannot believe it's finally done. I bought this car 6 months ago, and I can finally drive it.
Probably get some driving clips going back to the house, and then I'll probably wrap this video up. And then once we get into the tuning and hard driving of the car, because this video has been jam-packed, then I will make another video. Until then, please go into the comments. Let me know what I should do to this car. Very new to this Chevys. This is my first one. I don't even have 200 miles under my belt. I don't know what's good with them, what's bad with them, what I need to avoid, what I need to do. My goal is to make over 700 horsepower NA, and I'm being told I think we can do it. All right, boys. I am on the way home. I shielded up on 93. I didn't get to any tuning today, but the car can go on 93. Not to mention, it's not going to hurt to break the car in a little bit more. So I'm going to drive 4 hours back to Atlanta, and then 4 hours back to Jay, and then probably do some more tuning, maybe switch it over to E85 and start kind of beating on it a little bit. But right now, I guess we're going to test the daily drivability of it. So far, dude, I'm getting 27 miles per gallon. So as long as it's not city drive, it's like 25 highway and 4 city. So as long as it's on the highway, dude, I have no issues at all. It is so late, but I did want to confirm before I shut off for tonight. The vet made it home, easy peasy, 1 tank of gas. I think I got 23.5 miles per gallon. So seems like we've got a new daily driver on our hands. Well, I finally got a little bit of sleep, but the driving does not stop. I now need to really put Roach to the test and double what I just did. Made it 3 hours from Valdosta to Atlanta. Now I need to make it 7.5 hours from Atlanta down to where I live in Florida.
I'm hoping that I do not hit any rain. As far as the hood goes, I don't know if I've mentioned it or not. To be honest, I've been sleep deprived this whole time. But because of the way that the coil packs are mounted, we want to try and figure out a different way before going back with the hood, because currently we would have to cut it all the way out here, and I would prefer to just cut it around the holly. So until I can find somewhere else to mount the coil packs, that's how it's going to stay. This time we got a loaded trunk, and we get a passenger. I get company. You like those seats? Get comfy, because we got 8 hours, buddy. Okay, Atlanta is the part where we stop having fun. It's 7 o'clock and it's still bumper to bumper traffic. And a big cam car, that's not fun, especially when you're not the best at driving it yet. So I'm still trying to get the hang of it, and wow, the starting and stopping, I'm not having a good time, and I hope that nobody here knows me, because I'm probably going to embarrass myself and stall this thing out while we're driving.
Well, it's 7 hours later, and I'm about to pull into my HOA neighborhood at 2:14 a.m. So should be interesting. I'm sure I'll have a notice by the morning.
Did you have fun, buddy? Did you sleep good? Says get me the hell out of this car now.
I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but this thing is so damn loud, dude. That wasn't good.